Crystal 2 by Marion is a point-and-click adventure game made using Adventure Games Studio and is based off the 1982 film The Dark Crystal by Jim Henson. Before we delve into this game's lore, let us explore the magic Adventure Games Studio has to offer for any developers choosing to gaze into its light. Created by British programmer Chris Jones, AGS was originally released in 1997 as an MS-DOS program entitled Adventure Creator. Jones was inspired by the apparent simplicity of Sierra Online's adventure game interface, specifically as showcased in Space Quest 4, Roger Wilco and the Time Rippers. AGS can create games with a graphical range from 256 colors and a resolution of 320 by 200 to true color games with a resolution of up to 1024 by 768 and an alpha channel. The game interface is fully customizable with classic Sierra and Verb coin templates provided by default. AGS manages most of the games so that you don't have to. It does all the donkey work like load save game functions, pathfinding and scrolling rooms so that you can concentrate on the parts of your game that make it unique. The editor and runtime engine were originally designed for Windows operating systems, though the runtime engine has been ported to Android, iOS, Linux, and Mac. With that knowledge shared, let's hop onto the nearest Landstrider and travel into the depths of the review itself. The story of Before the Dark Crystal 2 takes place several years before the start of the film, where the malevolent Skeksis rule the planet Thra with an iron fist. Fearing the inevitable prophecy that they will once again become one with their benevolent counterparts, the Mystics, the Skeksis capture as many Gelflings as they can to either steal their vital essence and extend their youth, turn into mindless slaves, or just simply kill off to prevent the Great Conjunction. One such Gelfling, Atene, attempts to escape her fate, but instead gets her wings chopped off and is forced to be a servant for Skekung, the general who would become emperor later on in the film. Now she must attempt to find a way to escape the castle while maintaining a low profile, lest she gets her essence drained and free will stripped away forever. The controls are very simple and easy to pick up, and the game gives you a brief tutorial after the first cutscene. One of the main focuses of this title is the danger slider in the upper left corner of the screen. Depending on your actions or the way you speak to the Skeksis scattered about the castle, the meter will shift towards either the safety zone or the danger zone. While in the green, the Skeksis will be more satisfied with your actions and be less suspicious. But if you are in the red, the Skeksis will be more angry and likely not to tolerate your behavior. If the cursor goes completely into the danger zone, your essence and mind will be stripped away and the game will end, so best watch what you do or say. The graphics are all hand-drawn to look and feel as close to the source material as possible, and the developer did a really good job at capturing the designs of Brian Froud. The animation is very fluid and diverse amongst the AI, from the podling slaves dragging around the screen to Atene's brisk walk and even the slight movements of the Skeksis' heads and mouths. The music is all from the soundtrack of the movie done by Trevor Jones, bringing in more of the nostalgia as you travel about the castle performing your duties. And all the music fits into the atmosphere the game is trying to convey. The one major nitpick I see with this game is the difficulty curve concerning the various puzzles you must solve to progress. The puzzles themselves are quite simple and easy to solve once you figure it out, but there are a few spots where the game isn't entirely clear and the player has to resort to old point-click logic of clicking every item in your inventory on something until it works. And one particular puzzle involves watching the head movement of one of the Skeksis to grab something off a table, a puzzle which is never seen again throughout the rest of the game. But fortunately, all interactive items and locations are labeled, so you shouldn't be lost for long. Also, as an aside, the continuity between this game and the film can be a bit skewed, especially towards endgame, so hardcore Dark Crystal fans might be a bit wary. Also, there are likely a few spoilers for those who haven't seen the film first, so take that with a grain of salt. But overall, this is a solid game with a lot of heart and charm that made me think of a movie I had not seen since I was a child, and I can't help but recommend it. The developer did a good job with this title while touching on a film many look back on with nostalgia, and yet still managed to make something unique and fun to both look at and play. If you like point-and-click adventure games and wish to either relive this classic film or enter into the world of the Dark Crystal if you've never seen it, this is a game you need to check out. Look into this title and see what wonders are held within.